Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you 10 super refreshing fragrances that you could rock this year. The first one is going to be Hugo Boss Pure. This was a gift from the sister-in-law. Like, it was a blind buy. I was going to blind buy it myself, and I'm like, you know what? Birthday's coming up. I'll ask the sister-in-law. This stuff is so incredibly fresh. It's got hindsight, different citruses, fig, lily, massoya, and there's something else to it. But what it is a fresh white floral citrusy scent. And when I mean white floral, guys, don't get turned off by this, but this is marketed towards the men. I think that this can easily be a unisex scent for sure, okay? Kind of like Bright Neroli is considered a unisex fragrance. So can this. This just is so fresh, clean. It's out of the shower. You're gonna get the white florals, the citrus, with a little bit of woods to it, all right? Longevity off this is about 6 to 7 hours at the most. This is casual, but it's good enough for the office. Very inoffensive, and just, if you want something that is just so under the radar. It's a little bit harder to come by, but it's still here and there. I believe that they're still selling it off of perfumeonline.ca, maybe like Maximum Fragrance or Maximum Deals. Look into this one. Fragrance number 2 is going to be Ralph Lauren Polo Blue. Now this is just a little 30 ml, if it's 30 ml, but it is a mini. This is all I need. This came out in like 2004, I believe, and I would say that this was the first blue fragrance, and I might be wrong, but this has cucumber, melon, which is really unusual for the two notes to be together. You do sometimes get cucumber in other fragrances. First one that comes to mind is like Bond No. 9's Wall Street, but melon, Burberry Brit Splash as well, right? But the two itself add a watery, fresh component. But there's also basil, sage to add a little bit of herbal touch to this one here, musk, woods, and I forget what the other note is, but there's like, I think 10 notes of this fragrance here. This is just blue, fresh, fruity, clean, a little herbal, a little bit musky and woody itself. This is great with a white t-shirt and jeans, or like something like this, but it's good enough for the office as well. It's good for school, just everyday casual, and just very refreshing. If you want something that's fresh, blue, and just no longer gets a lot of mention, because this at one time was very popular, look into this one here. Longevity is going to be about 6 hours. Fragrance number 3 definitely had to make this list, and that's going to be John Varvatos Artisan Pure. This has loads of different citruses. I think like 5 different citruses, but the most unique one is going to be that tangerine. There's herbal tones of thyme and sage, I believe. There's going to be musk. There's also something called marjoram. Throw in some ginger, but also orris root. The orris itself does add a slight powdery touch, not overly, but it's there. What this fragrance is, however, is just a citrus bomb. Like, it's a bombastic fragrance of citrus, all right? The citrus front and center. Then you're gonna get the green herbal undertones. Then you're gonna get a little bit of the powderiness from the orris. I'm losing my train of thought, but also you're gonna get that musk itself. Very casual, but it's great for the office, and it's just so refreshing, so relaxing. Longevity is gonna be 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 4, I would say, is probably like one of the freshest fragrances in this list. Hugo Boss Hugo Now. This has lemon zest, mint, it's got ice as a note, like ice, watery notes, and lavender. This is just so incredibly fresh. And that ice note, I've used this analogy before, and very recently when I mentioned this one in another video, that when you open up the freezer on a very hot day, whether it's your own fridge or out at a store, and you get that blast of cold air against your hot, boiling skin, that's what this really feels like. That ice note really just adds that, like that very fresh, crisp, invigorating feel. It just makes you feel so good. They should have just called this like Hugo Boss Ice, but they have like another Hugo Ice, which is not bad, but this one is way better. This is more casual than anything, and longevity is going to be about 5 to 6 hours. Generally, 5 hours. Fragrance number 5 is going to be AZZARO's Chrome Sport. Now, good old Ross from TLTG, he has really hyped this one up in the last couple years, and I totally understand. This is just so fresh, citrusy, musky. There's definitely some ginger to it. This has like 4 or 5 different citruses, but I would say that the most prominent citrus itself is going to be either the lemon or a grapefruit accord. It's sour, it's tart, it's really nice. Very fresh, very invigorating. There's some watery notes to this one here, but also a little bit of a green grassy accord as well. This is casual, but I do think that it's good enough for the office. Sometimes when it comes to work, like a suit and tie type of office, you just want something that's easy to wear, mass appealing, very inoffensive. And that's what this fragrance here is. Longevity is going to be about 6 to 7 hours. Fragrance number 6 is going to be Perry Ellis Pure Blue. Now this has grapefruit or lemon, so citrus. It's got apple, musk, lavender, watery notes, and also sandalwood. Now this is just a blue body wash. It's just fresh, clean, out of the shower body wash. Nothing unique, nothing new, nothing different. It's fresh, clean. It's kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of like it. I prefer the other one. I believe it was like Perry Ellis 2018. I don't have that in my collection anymore. But this one here is a good substitute. This is more casual, but I do think that you can wear it to the office. It's ageless. Longevity is going to be about 5 to 6 hours. If my energy seems a little bit off, it's just because I've been recording a lot and the sirens keep going by. So just when you live in one of the busiest intersections in the city, it becomes a little bit harder to film at times. But I'm just trying to get through the video. Fragrance number 7 is going to be Kenneth Cole Blue. Now this has like amber. It's got C notes, citruses, but also cedar. Alright, so this is just a blue fresh fragrance, very much like this one here, but this is just better. This just smells better. It's definitely a cheap smelling fragrance. It's synthetic, but this just smells better than the Pure Blue. This just has loads of citrus. It's got some amber, the C notes, and the backbone is going to be that cedar itself. But I also get a little bit of a musky dry down as well. I just do. This is great casually, but it's also good for the work. Longevity, 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 8 is going to be Lacoste L1212 Blanc. Now you have to have this fragrance if you're doing a fresh summer edition, alright? Absolutely. Now this has tuberose, ylang ylang. It's got different citruses. Rosemary, suede, or leather, but also vetiver. This is just super, super fresh. So white florals, tuberose, ylang ylang. Don't get turned off by that, alright? But I do find, however, that even though that this is marketed as a men's fragrance, ladies can rock this, no problem. Loads of citruses. You're gonna get some of that musk. There's definitely the rosemary. I don't really get much suede or much leather, to be honest with you, but I do get like a little bit of like lavender muskiness in some ways. I just do, but it's just very fresh, very invigorating. It's kind of like out of the shower, but just fresher, all right? Perfect for the office, perfect for school. Longevity is going to be about 6 hours. Fragrance number 9 is going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Reverse. This is definitely a super fresh fragrance. This has rosemary, grapefruit, bergamot, and Haitian vetiver. I get lavender though. I just get lavender. I get lavender, citruses, rosemary with a little bit of vetiver towards the base. This is just fresh upon fresh upon fresh. This is a great work scent. Very, very inoffensive. I would say one of the best work scents in this list itself. And the freshness itself kind of reminds me of this one here. This one here is just this without the white florals, in my opinion, all right? Longevity is going to be about 6 hours. And fragrance number 10, this one just doesn't get a lot of mention. It's from a lighter company, ZIPPO. So ZIPPO, they do some half decent fragrances. Their Brigza, I reviewed that one, I just never released the video. That one is just a dumpster fire, oh my god. But number 10 is going to be MYTHOS. This stuff is surprisingly pretty damn good. This has lemon, bergamot, C notes, musk, rose, amber, and a little bit of woods. There is a slight floral touch to this one here, but it's not overly rosy, alright? I find that this fragrance here itself reminds me of Versace Pour Homme. Versace Pour Homme is done a little bit better, but for what you're spending, you're gonna spend about 25 bucks. It's really not that bad. Very fresh, very clean. You get the musk, you get the citruses, you get the C notes, you get a smidge of rose itself. Not bad. Longevity is going to be about 5 hours. Guys, that's it. I just gave you 10 refreshing fragrances that you could rock in the summer of 2022. I'm just going to end the video right now because the tension is raising and it's mounting in my body and I need to take a break. If you like this very video, please leave me one of these, and if you want to see other top videos, top 5, top 10 summer videos, check out this side here, and any reviews that I've done on these, they will all be down in the description box below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time, take care, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, and time for that break time.